partly in the epigastrium. Now let us see the dimension of this organ, which is purple in color, dark purple in color. Right. Now let us see the measurement. The thickness, which is 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter. The breadth, which is 3 inch or 7.5 centimeter. The length of this organ, which is 5 inch or 12.5 centimeter. Weight of this organ, which is 7 ounce. Normally the spleen is not palpable. Let us discuss the position. How it is placed in the abdomen, in the left hypochondrium. It lies obliquely along the long axis of the 10th rib. It directs downward, forward and laterally. It forms 45 degree with the horizontal plane. Now let us discuss the external features of this organ. It has two ends, anterior and posterior end. It has three borders, superior border, inferior border and intermediate border. It has two angles, anterobasal angle and posterobasal angle, and it presents the hilum. Now let us start from the ends. The first end, that is the anterior end. This anterior end, which is also termed as the lateral end, it directs downward and laterally and little forward, and it reaches to the mid-axillary line. Right? Now the posterior or medial angle, which lies little medially and directs upward and backward. Now let us see the borders. The first border, that is the superior border. You can see this superior border, which is notched like near anterior end. So this is superior border. Second, inferior border, which is rounded one. You can see here inferior border, which is rounded one. Now intermediate border. This one is the intermediate border. This intermediate border, it is rounded and which directs on the right side. Right? And in the intermediate border, it gets attached the tail of pancreas as well as presence of the hilum. Now let us discuss with the diaphragm. Next, that is the visceral surface. Now, in the visceral surface, here it is concave and irregular. Like here it get attached stomach, here it get attached inferior surface, it get attached the anterior surface of the left skin. Here it get attached the left colic flexor or splenic flexor of colon. Here it get attached the tail of pancreas. Right? Now angle of the spleen. There are two angles. First, anterobasal angle. Where it lies? It lies at the junction of superior border, which is notched like, and the anterior end. This is anterior end. So at this junction, it is termed as the anterobasal angle. This angle is also termed as the clinical angle of spleen, because this is felt fast. That is why the name is given clinical angle of spleen. The second and that is the posterobasal angle. Now where the posterobasal angle lies? It lies at the junction of inferior border with the anterior end. This is termed as the posterobasal angle. Now let us discuss the hilum. This hilum which lies between this superior border and this intermediate border. There is presence of this hilum. You can see it. This hilum. Okay. Now let us discuss relations. There are three categories of relation: peritoneal relation, visceral relation and diaphragmatic relation. Now peritoneal relation. Spleen is surrounded by the peritoneum, and it's suspended by certain peritoneal ligament. The first ligament which lies here in between from the hilum of a spleen to the stomach, greater curvature of the stomach. Here it lies the fundus of stomach and greater curvature of the stomach. So here it lies one ligament, that is gastrosplenic ligament. Second ligament, lieno-renal ligament. It extends from hilum to the anterior surface of the kidney. Here it lies the anterior surface of left kidney. This is hilum. So here it lies lieno-renal ligament, and this lieno-renal ligament, it consists of tail of pancreas. Next, it also gives passage to the splenic vessels and pancreatico-splenic lymph nodes. Now third ligament, that is phrenicocholic ligament. It is not directly attached to the spleen, but it supports the anterior end of the spleen. Phrenico means diaphragmatic and colic means left flexor of colon. So here near this angle or this part of the spleen, there is a presence of phrenicocholic ligament. Next, let us discuss visceral relation. In the visceral relation, there are certain visceral surface which are related to the fundus of stomach. This part which is related with the fundus of stomach, that is this between superior border and this hilum, which is hilum or intermediate border. This surface we term as the gastric impression. Another one, that is the renal impression. It is for the left kidney and lies between the inferior border and this intermediate border. So this is the renal impression. Next, that is the colic impression. It is for the splenic flexor of colon. Next, pancreatic impression. Here the tail of pancreas get attached between this hilum and this colic impression. Here it get attached tail of pancreas. Last to discuss, that is the diaphragmatic surface. It is related to the diaphragm and which separates the spleen from the pleura. 9th, 10th, 11th rib left side. Now let us discuss the blood supply. It is supplied by the splenic artery. It is also venous drainage which occurs in the splenic vein, and lymphatic drainage. Now lymphatic drainage of the spleen, proper tissue have no lymphatic drainage, but the capsule which surround the spleen which drain into pancreatico-splenic node. Right. Now let us discuss the nerve supply of the spleen. It is supplied by the celiac plexus of nerve. Functions of spleen: one, that is the phagocytosis. Another one, hemopoiesis during the fetal life. But if in adult life spleen start functioning the hemopoiesis, it results into certain diseases like chronic myeloid leukemia, myelosclerosis. Third function, that is the immune response. It gives humoral response. That is the response of body related with the or produced by the body fluid through the peptides, proteins and certain cells. Third, that is storage of RBC. This organ, because of the function storage of RBC, it looks like purple in color, dark purple in color. But this function is well marked in the lower animal rather than human. Last part, applied anatomy. First, that is the palpation of spleen. In normal individual, the spleen is not palpable. But when the spleen is enlarged in certain diseases like malaria, chronic myeloid leukemia, myelosclerosis, splenomegaly, in certain systemic disease. So we can palpate this anterobasal angle in the left hypochondrium. Second applied anatomy, splenomegaly, the enlargement of spleen. It occurs also in certain diseases like anemia, malaria, and spleen enlarged to its double, triple size. Next applied anatomy, that is splenectomy. When the spleen start hemopoiesis, abnormal functionings are there, enlargement of the spleen is there, we need to reject it out. So splenectomy means resection of spleen or removal of spleen. Another one, that is splenic puncture. If we need to do the splenic puncture, the location is given. We should do this splenic puncture through the 9th and 10th costal cartilage or costal space in mid-axillary line. Fifth applied anatomy, splenic infarction. Because spleen is supplied by the splenic artery, and splenic artery is one of the end artery of the human body. So if this artery is closed by this formation of the thrombus or embolism, there is loss of blood supply to the whole organ. So it leads to the infarction of the spleen. And this infarction give referred pain to the tip of shoulder, left shoulder, and this sign we term as the Keher sign. This referred pain is because of phrenic nerve. Next, that is rupture of spleen. If the spleen get ruptured by violent injury, we can suture it out. Last, if certain diseases are present and and spleen get enlarged abnormally, the spleen start functioning, we have to remove the part of the spleen, that means partial splenectomy. After splenectomy, spleen cut into pieces and implanted within greater omentum, which is attached with the greater curvature of the stomach, which lies here. And this spleen resume its function of antibody formation. Now, one more thing, accessory spleen. In 10% of the individual, accessory spleen which is present, it may be present in area of the hilum of this splenic ligament. It also sometimes present in the transverse mesocolon of small intestine or broad ligament of the uterus. If during the splenectomy we forget to look after all this accessory spleen location, this accessory spleen may also start functioning and they may enlarge and return of these symptoms. Thank you.